Hi everybody, Carrie here, Bright to see. Um, Wanted to read to you again today. Sorry, I'm on the webcam again. I'm going to try and borrow a camera, but I'm just kind of sick and tired of losing clips and not getting them on the internet, so I'll just do it this way and then make it right on. Okay, I wanted to read you John Armstrong's story because for you new subscribers, if you're watching old videos, that I've done, sky watching and using my microscope, and now you've subscribed to my channel, and that's probably why I get some of the weird comments, because they're like, look at the sky, what is she doing talking about pee drinking? Anyway, I'm going to read this story. It's a summary of John Armstrong's story. It's chapter 1, Mr. Armstrong and Revival of Urine Therapy. We do not know much about the life of J.W. Armstrong, who revived urine therapy. He was not for publicity. Urine therapy appeared to him very useful. He applied it at first to himself and then cured thousands of patients thereby. He was not eager to publish his experiments, but on insistence of his friends, he prepared the book Water of Life, which gives an account of extremely serious and complicated cases in a brief and clear style. In order to grasp his ideas, the book should be read repeatedly and thoroughly. He has cured thousands of patients with urine therapy. The disease of leprosy is generally absent from England. Naturally, he did not get any chance to handle this disease, but he has treated all types of other diseases with wonderful success. His parents came from an ordinary family. In his book, he has mentioned his father curing the ailments of cow, horse, dog, and other animals with the application of their own urine. He took up this therapy, not as a profession, but as a hobby. In India, we use bamboo pipe to give doses of urine by inserting it into the mouth of animals, but he did this with a horn. Armstrong has given a vivid description of the treatment of birds and animals by narrating the experiences of his father. The conditions in which an ordinary person like Armstrong initiated this therapy and the measure of his success give us an idea of his strong religious belief, moral courage, patience, equilibrium of mind, unshakable faith in nature, absence of a desire for wealth and fame, altruistic bent of mind, and other noble qualities. The sound of common sense couched in his writing can be seen on every page of his book. He experimented on his own body and cured himself of tuberculosis of the 3rd stage. A description of his experiments is given below in his own words. This is cool. I want to read it to you. Okay, so this is quotes from John Armstrong. It's in quotes. Although I should prefer to avoid the first personal pronoun, it is not possible to do so in the circumstances if I am to carry conviction. For as already implied, 1 ounce of experience outweighs a ton of argument. My first patient was myself. It happened in this way. During the last war, at age 34, I presented myself for medical examination under what was, that's my stomach, what was called the Derby scheme, and was rejected by 4 examining doctors on the grounds that I was consumptive. Moreover, I was urged to put myself under the care of a physician. Consequently, I consulted a specialist. He, however, considered my condition not as serious, he told me it was more of a catharo case and advised plenty of fresh air, sunshine, and a nourishing diet. I followed his advice and in 1 year put on 2 pounds of weight. Nevertheless, not being satisfied with my condition, I consulted another specialist who informed me that both of my lungs were affected, and despite what the previous specialist had said, I was consumptive, not sure what that means, and must keep my strength on a diet rich in sugars and starches. Finally, diabetes set in, and I was placed on an entirely new drastic regime, which consisted of fasting on 6 glasses of cold water, sipped every day for 4 days of every week, whilst on the 5th and the 2 following days was permitted a restricted diet to whet my appetite, not to mention the fact that I only produced not to mention the fact that I was enjoined to chew every morsel of it to such a degree that it only produced a very sore mouth, aching teeth, swollen gums, and a swollen tongue. In addition to these discomforts, I was inflicted with insomnia, frayed nerves, and great irritability of temper. The regime was continued for 16 weeks without a break, and although it resulted in the disappearance of my cough and catarrhal conditions, and also of the painful sciatica from which I had suffered, nonetheless the cure seemed more unpleasant to me than the disease. The final upshot was that after 2 years of this treatment, I lost faith in doctors and began a series of ventures on my own, although much against their advice. I will not prolong this story by giving you all the details. Suffice it to say, there came a moment when, feeling weak and ill, I recalled the text in Command 5 of the Holy Bible, which runs, "Drink waters of thine own cistern," a text which in its turn reminded me of the case of a young girl whose father gave her her own urine to drink when she was suffering from diphtheria, with the result that it cured her in 3 days. Other cases also came to mind. Jaundice was one, which had been cured by the same means. Nor was this all. I remembered that the doctor had told me that lungs had been damaged. After examining my urine, thereupon I asked him in my innocence, if I am losing vital tissues and sugar through my urine, then why not drink the urine and replace these elements in that way? To which he replied that the organs could not assimilate dead matter of urine. This, however, as I have proved since, was nothing but a theoretical fallacy. And here to digress for a moment, I grant that it is unwise dogmatically to assert that any given text of Scripture means only this or that, for other people may read into the Bible some other interpretation. Nevertheless, I believed and still believe the text I have quoted and many others also bear reference to that vital fluid which is within our bodies, and believing it, I acted in accordance to that belief to find in the end that it proved my physical salvation. I love his word. Fortified by my faith in what I thought to be the correct interpretation of the text, I fasted for 45 days on nothing but urine and tap water, and this despite the doctor's assertion that 11 days without food was the limit to which a human being could go. I also rubbed urine on my body, a very, a very, a very important, I also rubbed urine on my body, a very important factor in the cure, which I shall deal with in chapter 17. I finally broke my fast, and though it gave me no discomfort beyond a ravenous hunger, I nevertheless ate cautiously for a time and continued to drink my own urine, noticing that its changes in temperature, quantity, taste, etc. depended almost entirely on what I ate or drank and the amount of exercise I took. At the end of the treatment, I felt that I was an entirely new man. I weighed 140 pounds. I was full of vim, looked about 11 years younger than actually I was, and my skin like that of a young girl. I was 36 at the time and am now over 60. Yet by practice of drinking every drop of water I passed, living on a well-balanced diet, and never eating more than I absolutely required, I look and feel much younger than most men my age and keep free from those major or minor ailments to which the body is said to be heir. Having now related the essential details of my self-cure from tuberculosis and all that contributed to the result, I will merely add that being convinced that knowledge must not be selfishly hidden under a bushel, but should be shared with one's fellows, I began to advise and supervise the fasting of others on the same line. My stomach's growling. The rest of the book is therefore largely devoted to results obtained on those suffering from a wide variety of diseases, including medically diagnosed cases of cancer, Bright's disease, gangrene, and many others which, from orthodox standpoint, are labeled incurable. "4 years, 1,000, let me get my journal, I'll tell you the exact number of days. It's important to count days, because you lose track of actually doing it, unless you count the days. I don't know. The people I've known that don't count the days lost track and quit. I don't know. Something to it. I think we're on 1,148 days, something like that. You don't have to do anything, and you don't even, it's better to watch what you eat. It's better to play by the rules. They say no coffee, no tea, no alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. Little teeny, if I have like a little shot glass of beer. I think I tried that a while back, and yikes. I don't, anyway, yeah, it's your own experiment. And John Armstrong, I read his stuff the very first day I did it, and the second day, and the third day, because he has a way with words that I absolutely treasure. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really love you guys. Keep it up. Keep the spirit. Yeah. Oh, where do I have to? Okay. Talk to you later, Sam. Talk to you soon. Later.